this happened on your project, would you know what to do? Hi, my name is Travis Weber. I'm a safety and training manager for LPR Construction. And in this video, we're going to cover emergency action steps for an assisted rescue, the different types of situations you may encounter during an assisted rescue, the different types of equipment you can use for an assisted rescue, and the hazards of a rescue. How about we start by going through our emergency action steps? In any rescue situation, the first step will be the initiation of your emergency action plan. A. Assess the fall situation. C. Check the person for consciousness or serious injury. E. Emergency services notified. S. Safest, quickest way to perform the rescue. The first step in your emergency action steps is the A in A.C.E.S. Assess the situation.
Oh! Hey guys, we got a guy in the hole!
What am I going to do? How are we going to get him down?
To properly assess a rescue situation, you should first determine the quickest and safest possible way to gain access to the fallen worker. Remember, you cannot use a loaded safety system for your own fall protection to access the fallen employee. Never put yourself in danger. Be sure to check outside environmental hazards that may have caused the worker to fall, such as freely swinging steel, slick walking surfaces, wind, structural instability, or overhead hazards. The second part of your emergency action steps is the C in A.C.E.S. This stands for check the person for consciousness or serious injury. To check a person for consciousness, try to get a response from them by yelling their name and asking if they are okay.
Ricky, you all right, man? You hear me?
While you're trying to get their attention, scan their body for any signs of serious injury. Whether the person is conscious or not will determine how you will proceed with the rescue. If the person is unconscious, you'll proceed to the E in A.C.E.S, which is to have somebody contact emergency services.
Call 911!
If the person is conscious, ask them questions in regards to their injuries. If the person is conscious and not severely injured, then proceed to the S in A.C.E.S, which is to figure out the safest and quickest way to get the person down. The next part of your emergency action step is the E in A.C.E.S. This stands for emergency services. If at any point during the rescue you determine that the worker is unconscious or seriously injured, you need to immediately have someone contact the emergency services.
Hey Rick, can you hear me? Oh guys, he looks pretty badly hurt. Hey, have somebody call 911.
If a supervisor is not in the immediate vicinity, radio communication should be used to inform the supervisor of the situation. Remember to include the location of the fallen employee.
Hey Jake, we got a guy in the hole over here on G2, second floor. He looks pretty badly beat up. Think we're gonna need some medical attention. Better call 911.
next part of your emergency action step is the S in ACES, which stands for the safest and quickest way to perform the rescue. Whenever possible, the rescuer should make use of a mechanical advantage. For starters, a ladder is a simple example of a basic mechanical advantage that can be employed easily and may often be the best choice. If using a ladder is not viable, the rescuer may need to consider other options. It could be that a scissor lift or aerial lift may be the right tool for the job. You may find that utilizing a crane presents the best opportunity to rescue the fallen person in a safe and timely manner. However, the use of a crane should be one of your last resorts, as it can introduce new hazards to the rescue operation. Additionally, those involved in the rescue need to be familiar with the various pieces of equipment necessary. Lastly, you may find that none of the previously mentioned equipment will satisfy your goal of rescuing a fallen person in the safest and quickest manner possible. In such cases, it may be necessary to perform a rescue operation by making use of a retrieval system. It's important to note that there are several different types of retrieval systems available, all with different strengths and weaknesses. Choosing the right one depends on the situation, as well as with the rescuer's familiarity with the equipment. Additionally, extra training and certification with the various types of retrieval systems may be required. So far we've covered your emergency action steps. We've talked about the different rescue situations you may encounter and the different types of equipment that you can use to perform those rescues. Now we need to talk about the hazards that can be involved in performing the rescue. Rescuing employees from a fall arrest system is inherently a hazardous situation, and your job as a responder is to identify those hazards before you attempt to perform the rescue. First of all, before attempting to access the area that an employee has fallen, be sure to check your surroundings. You want to make sure that an external hazard did not cause the person you are rescuing to fall, which in turn could make you fall also. Take a second to absorb your surroundings and assess the situation before attempting to gain access to the person. Things to look for are swinging steel, slippery walking working surfaces. Is the structure stable? Is it very windy? I know we've talked about this before, but it bears repeating. Never tie off to a loaded system. These systems may have been damaged during the fall and may not be safe for you to tie off to. Another possible hazard is employees performing rescues with equipment that they have not been trained to use. If you are unfamiliar with any of the equipment that is needed to perform the rescue, then be sure to get a qualified person to assist you in the rescue. Ricky, I heard you took a fall today, man. Everything all right? Feeling okay?
Yeah, everything's all right. I'm just glad that fall protection stuff works.
Well, that's a prime example of why we maintain 100% tie-off. We'll go ahead and just check you out, make sure everything's okay. Looks like everything's good, Ricky. I think for today, just to play it safe, we're going to go ahead and keep you on the ground, and that way I can evaluate you throughout the day.
All right. Yeah, I feel all right. My ribs hurt a little bit, but I think it'll be okay.
All right, it might just be minor, but we're going to take you to the clinic. We'll get you evaluated, make sure everything's okay.
All right.
After a fall has occurred on a fall protection system, it is imperative that the system be immediately removed from service until it has been thoroughly inspected by a qualified person. This includes the cable system, any temporary anchorage systems, and the harness that was worn during the fall. The qualified person shall inspect the anchorage or the cable system from end to end. During the inspection, the system needs to be checked for any signs of damage. If the inspection reveals any signs of damage, the system shall be removed from service and replaced. Our line of work is a dangerous line of work and accidents can occur. We need to do our part to have an emergency action plan in place and be ready to respond in an emergency situation. Need to remember, assess the fall situation, check the person for consciousness or serious injury, emergency services notified, safest, easiest way to perform the rescue. Your job as a responder is also to complete the response in the safest manner possible and prevent further injury to the employee being rescued and also yourself. So remember, with our plan in place, time is of the essence, and if we play our cards right, we can win with a hand of aces.